Howdy folks, Chase O'Dean here with Chase O'Dean Fishing. Got an extra special video for you today. We're gonna flex seal the bottom of my Sun Dolphin Journey 12 SS. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I've seen some other videos kind of sort of close to this. I haven't seen it done what I consider the right way on a kayak. We're gonna go through the entire process step by step. But before we flex seal anything, we're gonna repair a few holes that I have in my kayak from deck cleats and other things that I've kind of drilled into it. So, besides the flex seal, today we're gonna be using a basic lighter, some old school 2-part JB Weld, love this stuff, and a sanding block. Anything else I use as we go or pops up, I'm gonna throw in the description below. Thank you for all the likes, all the subs, all the views. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna keep this material coming out. You keep watching. So it all starts with a lighter right here, and then it ends with some JB Weld and a sanding block. It's really easy to do. You're gonna want to light these holes. That plastic is gonna melt. As you do that, it's gonna fill up. I would highly recommend wearing all safety gear for this. You're gonna want long sleeves, you're gonna want gloves, all the good stuff. So basically right here, you're just taking the plastic that's already there and using it to kind of fill that hole itself. It's a really good system. So you're already making that hole super tiny. There we go. And that alone does a really good job filling up the hole. But, just because I'm particular, we're gonna take some JB Weld and we are going to coat the outside with a little bit of JB Weld. JB Weld is a 2-part epoxy adhesive. It's really good. You're gonna want the classic package. It's a 2-part. So you mix these together, you do 50% of each, so you get a really nice kind of gray, silvery color. Just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of get that metallic gray. There we go. And then you're just gonna dab this right over top of your holes. Just like that. And don't be afraid to get it on there really thick. Even try to get it in the hole a little bit if it's still pretty big. But be very liberal with it, because we're gonna go back and just sand over it. Now, does it look aesthetically appealing? Not really, but can I guarantee you water will never get in that hole? Absolutely. All right, folks, while our JB Weld sets up, it gives us a great opportunity to prepare the kayak for a coat of flex seal. Now, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is make sure that you've got all the grass off of it, you know, all of your little things that you pick up as you kayak around. It's one of my favorite things about this kayak. It is very well loved, so it's got some dingers. Now, the nice thing about that is the bottom of it is really ready to accept a coat of flex seal right now. You want 3 things when you paint anything, right? You want it to be clean, dry, and dull. This pretty much fits the bill. We're gonna make sure we get the rest of the grass off of it. Now, what doesn't fit that bill is gonna be the side of the kayak right here. Okay, that's still a pretty smooth surface. So if you want your coat of paint to adhere to that, I recommend taking a medium sanding block and just roughing that up a little bit. Then when you're done, use a napkin, or you can use a terry cloth if you want, and kind of get that sand that you created, that plastic sand, off of there. The more you rough it up, the better the flex seal is gonna adhere. Also for prep, I don't want to have a weird half painted line right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some painter's tape and I'm gonna tape this off from bow to stern pretty much right here. I'm not really worried about it looking super pretty. I just want to protect the bottom of this kayak. So we're gonna do that and then cut to when it's all finished up.
pressing through. I can't forget that.
So we are ready to coat the bottom of our kayak. The surface is clean, dry, and dull. We taped off with painter's tape along the bottom, kind of close to where the water line is. I'm not really worried about it looking pretty, so I didn't worry about making it super straight. But with this Flex Seal, you're gonna wanna hold it about 6 inches to 12 inches away from your surface. Make sure you read all the directions too. You know, have your safety glasses on, wear gloves, long sleeve. Do multiple coats, highly recommend multiple coats. Just make sure you're waiting 24 to 48 hours between each coat. Let's get this thing coated.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me pressing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever...
All right, first coat is on there. We're gonna come back tomorrow, throw on the second coat. All right, guys, that didn't quite go according to plan. I thought my 2 aerosol cans would easily cover my kayak. I was wrong. I noticed that I was gonna be pretty light. So what I ended up doing is I went back to Lowe's. I'm gonna put links for everything I use in this video below in the description, so don't worry about that. I went back to Lowe's and I found the quart cans of Flex Seal, also in black. So what I did is I let that dry, the aerosol finish, I let that dry for 24 hours. I sanded it all the way back down, and then I recoated with this, with still a little bit of the black from the aerosol underneath of it. And it looks like it's going really well, super smooth. I picked up a little foam roller, also a little cheap chip brush is what you call them. But I'll put links for all that stuff so you know what you're looking at. But yeah, it's rolling on really nice. And I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's done. Alright guys, we're finishing up sanding. We've got our JB weld that came together really nice. Like I said, no water's ever gonna get in that hole. We're done with our project. The Flex Seal turned out amazing. Got a really nice even coat. Been letting this thing dry now for about 2 days, and it looks incredible. I'm really excited with how it turned out. All the cracks and dings and stuff filled in. It's got a really smooth coat on it. Looks fantastic. Now, I did pull a few audibles when we were doing this project. I said we were going to start with these materials, and I ended up using a bunch more stuff. So I'm going to let everything kind of pop up around me real quick. I'm going to stand here while you guys wait. All right, that's enough. I'm also going to put links to all that stuff in the description below. So don't worry about having to find it again. It's all down there. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to Chase Odine Fishing. Hit like, hit subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. Can you shake this up, though?
No, I started.
Oh, you did? All right.